what's the score? Yeah, Joe is bored. For the love of sports. Yeah, Joe is bored. Cleveland! This is for you. Joe is bored. Yeah, Joe is bored. Yeah, Joe is bored.
All right. Pigskin preview time. College Football Playoff Semifinals and NFL Wild Card Weekend. But first, how about that fire intro, huh? That was made by my brother, my dog, my boy Jeff, also known as Prospect, also known as the producer that used to make all the shit possible for Cleveland's biggest diehards. Go hit up Prospect at Prospect330 on all social platforms if you're looking for beats, if you yourself need an intro song, if you're trying to get a feature for a song on something, hit my dog up, Prospect330 at Prospect330. Thank you, my brother. The song is fire. I can't wait to make a dope graphic for it, but I was just too geeked to use the song for this episode. I'll make a dope graphic when I got a little more time. But welcome back to the Pigskin preview. We've got the CFP semifinals, NFL wildcard weekend, and as we always do, we're going to dive right into the college football first. So, let's start chronologically with the first game, the Fiesta Bowl. And I will preface, I have lines and over-unders for all of these games. I got them earlier today, so of course, odds are subject to change when you hear this and go look for it. These are the numbers that I got when I looked at it at the sports book that I used. And as always, if you or somebody you know has a gambling problem, please reach out to 1-800-GAMBLER for help. All right, first game on the docket for the CFP semifinal, the Fiesta Bowl. The Miami Hurricanes go up against the Ole Miss Rebels. Miami is -3.5 favorites, the over-under 52.5. Boy, oh boy, are those Miami Hurricanes playing pissed off. Holy shit. Not only did they take care of business winning a fucking rock fight in College Station against the Aggies, but they fucking beat the brakes off of Ohio State. I mean, they just manhandled them from the jump. I couldn't believe it. I thought Ohio State was going to pretty much do what they did in the last college football playoff, and that's come out with a lot of intensity. But man, they did what Indiana did to Julian Sayin and showed that he's a young dude who is a freshman who needs more experience. And, maybe if Ohio State would schedule somebody that isn't, I don't know, Grambling or Youngstown State or Akron or Mount Union or Our Lady of Perpetual Pain, then maybe they would have been more prepared for that. But, when you cakewalk through the Big Ten Conference, because, God almighty, the Big Ten Conference is so fucking tough, this is what you get. So, but man, I'm talking shit. I say all that to say Miami absolutely 100% deserved to be here. I never thought that they did. I never thought that they didn't deserve to be there. I've always been the Notre Dame fan saying, if we just win those games, Notre Dame is here and nobody's yelling about nothing. But Miami, Carson Beck is playing at a level that I didn't think he would be able to play at, and that defense is just, holy shit. What year is it, 2002? Goodness, these Hurricanes are for real. On the other side, you've got the Ole Miss Rebels who are going through this playoff without the head coach that got them there in the regular season, Lane Kiffin, who left for LSU. Pete Golding is doing a hell of a job keeping these guys motivated and ready to rock. But, I mean, I would be motivated and ready to rock if I were a college kid getting ready to play in a college football playoff. I mean, this is what you work for. And Ole Miss has my personal favorite quarterback. Not saying he's the best. I'm saying he's my personal favorite quarterback in Trinidad Chambliss. I love the way he plays the position. He's just so poised. He's cool. He's calm. No moment ever seems too big for him. And that Ole Miss defense, granted, Georgia put up a lot of points on them, but that's one of those games where it was going to go back and forth that way, this Georgia Ole Miss game, the Sugar Bowl. But I don't know, man. 3.5. 3.5. I as much as I love Trinidad Chambliss in that offense, man, I think Miami might smoke them. Ole Miss plays in the SEC. They've seen great defenses all year, but Miami is playing possessed. They are playing absolutely possessed right now. And if real football guys, real football gals know, you know a killer when you see it. And good God, are the Miami Hurricanes the killers of this CFP. I would love to see Ole Miss pull off the upset just because I want to see those guys win a national title. Like Lane Kiffin left Ole Miss because he didn't think he could win a national championship, and the team that he left very well might win a national title. But this is why we love the sport. This is why we play the games. These are the games that make you go, man, I love football. But with that being said, I'm gonna take the Canes and I'm gonna lay the 3.5. I think Miami probably wins by 10. And you know what? I'll take the over too. Give me the over. Give me the over 52.5. I think this game will be fun. I think it'll be a really fun game. I know taking the over in these games Miami has played hasn't really worked out, but give me the over. All right. Next game. Next semifinal. The Peach Bowl. A rematch of a regular season matchup between two Big Ten teams. I know. I just got done talking shit about how weak the Big Ten is, and here you are with two teams in the semifinal. Relax your fucking dicks, all right? Oregon versus Indiana. The Hoosiers are minus 3.5. The over-under 47.5. Now, I have it pulled up here. Let me remind you what happened earlier in the regular season. The Indiana Hoosiers walked into Autzen Stadium in Eugene, Oregon, and handed the Ducks a 30-20 defeat. And this was the game that I finally was like, oh shit, Indiana really might be for real. This might not be last year's Indiana that played real well in the regular season only to get dog-walked by the Irish in the first round of the playoff. However, I don't believe this is the same Oregon defense Indiana saw back in October when they went in there and beat them 30-20. I think Oregon's defense has really come alive as well. I mean, look what they did to Texas Tech. Granted. And speaking of Texas Tech, yeah, I know my bracket is busted. I thought it was going to be chalk. Poo on me. But Oregon's defense really showed out last week, even though Texas Tech's offense just really felt like they were stuck in neutral all day. That defense is still insane for the Red Raiders. They've got a lot of eaters out there. Dante Moore was in hell, but still able to find deep threats down the field. That guy can push the ball down the field, can he? And Mendoza, I mean, the way that first drive went for the Hoosiers in the Rose Bowl, I would have thought that Alabama was going to keep the heat on them all day. I thought they were going to absolutely pressure the dog shit out of them. And for some reason, it felt like after Bama got the ball back and gave it back to Indiana for their second possession, that they just weren't pressing anymore. It was weird. I didn't understand it. And Bama, Indiana's Ole Miss has got a good defense, but Miami, Indiana, and Oregon's defenses are top tier right now. Top fucking tier. These should all be great games. I don't think either one of these matchups are going to be duds. Indiana's offense is a well-oiled machine. I can't say the same for Oregon because Texas Tech's defense put them in hell a little bit, even though they were able to march down the field, but field position happened a little bit with that. But, I mean, Indiana's just humming. They are humming right now. And I don't think Kurt Cignetti is faking any of the snarl or the look he gives on the sidelines during the games. I don't think that's fake. I think that's for real. Because when you watch him get interviewed, he turns it off, and he's like the most likable paisan from Yinzer, Pennsylvania. And then as soon as that interview's over, bang, back to football mode. Mendoza is definitely if Dante Moore decides to declare for the draft, which if you check the Instagram when the draft order came out where the Jets were coming in at number 2 behind the Oakland, look at me, there it is, the Las Vegas Raiders, who hold the number 1 overall pick. This is a battle between the top 2 quarterbacks in the draft class in Mendoza and Moore. I think just for scheme, like I really believe in this Indiana team. So again, I'm gonna take the lay the 3.5 here with the Hoosiers. I just think whatever magic, and I just think that all continues for the Hoosiers, and they go marching to the national championship to play the Miami Hurricanes, which would be, honestly, that's the matchup. I think that's what most of America, most football fans would want to see, is two great defenses, 2 talented quarterbacks, 2 coaches in Kurt Cignetti and Mario Cristobal, who have been counted out their whole life, except if you Google Kurt Cignetti, all he does is win. But give me the Hoosiers to meet the Hurricanes, and I'm not going to touch the total there, 47.5. It was 50 the last time they met. I don't know. I think the defenses are going to come out and play a lot harder than the regular season matchup because it's for everything. It's for all the marbles this time. So give me the Hoosiers, and we'll see what happens. We'll check back in. So let's move on to Wild Card Weekend in the NFL, where remember a couple years ago when they were trying to push it like Super Wild Card Weekend. This is Super Wild Card Weekend, and then they just like gradually stopped doing that. Like idiots like me aren't going to forget that National Football League. Either stick with one shtick or don't. But the first matchup of the wild card weekend in the National Football League is the Los Angeles Rams marching in to Carolina to face the Panthers. The Rams are minus 10.5 point favorites. The over-under is 46.5. This, outside of the Packers-Bears, is the only other matchup that these two teams have played in the regular season. Every other team outside of Packers and Bears, of course, hasn't played each other in the regular season. So this is the only one where the two teams have a little bit of familiarity with each other in how they play this season. The score of that one was 31-28 Panthers back on November 30th. Now, this one is interesting because the Panthers are only in because the Atlanta Falcons beat the New Orleans Saints on Sunday, and because of numbers, tiebreakers, and shit that makes the NFL the greatest league in America, the Carolina Panthers are in, even though they lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers the day before the regular season finale. It's hard to beat Carolina at home. 10.5 is a lot of points, especially in a playoff game. And I don't know if you guys have been watching a lot of Rams games, but lately they kind of stink. Matt Stafford is kind of regressed. Puka Nacua is doing all kinds of bullshit off the field. Devontae Adams has been hurt. All that being said, the Rams defense, I think, is going to give Bryce Young some fits. I think there's a lot of tape to go through. They picked off Matt Stafford 3 times. I'm looking at the box score of the game from the regular season. The Panthers defense picked off Matt Stafford 3 times. Ended the Rams' 6-game win streak. That's right. It's all slowly coming back to me now. Remember, folks, on Sundays, Browns are on the big TV, but I got 3 others. We're spin cycling. We're moving through the spin cycle. I'm never going to get used to this fucking webcam camera and how to move and which way to look. Damn. You know what? I'll take the 10 points with the Panthers. I don't think the Panthers will win, but give me the Panthers plus 10.5. That's just way too much, especially the Panthers beat them already. So give me the 10.5. I think Rams win game, Panthers cover. All right. Next one, Saturday night. The Green Bay Packers march into Soldier Field to take on the NFC North champion Chicago Bears. Packers come in -1.5, so it's pick 'em. And the over-under is 45.5. These two split their regular season meetings. The Packers winning theirs in Lambeau. Chicago winning a thriller, probably regular season game of the year just a couple weeks ago in Chicago against the Packers. There's been a lot of chatter about Matt LaFleur's job in Green Bay. The Chicago Bears are like, there's always one team every year, worst to first, quarterback, coach are just like that, you know what I mean? This one I'm going with the heart. I'm taking the Bears. I think the Bears are going strictly because it's at home. And the Packers have been banged up at quarterback, not just with Jordan Love, but with Malik Willis as well. Excuse me. I think Caleb gets it done. I think Caleb Williams, the Chicago Bears offense, this is the game that they've been waiting for all season long. They proved themselves a little bit, but now it's a national stage. Everybody's going to be watching. Give me the Bears to beat the Packers on Saturday night in Soldier Field. Next game, Buffalo Bills at -1.5. Another pick 'em. March into Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. Over under 51.5. Another one where there's a little smoke about the coach's seat in Buffalo with Sean McDermott. And everybody's been saying, Josh Allen, there's no Patrick Mahomes, there's no Joe Burrow to worry about. If you're ever going to make it to the Super Bowl, this is the time to do it. But boy, those Jacksonville Jaguars have just beaten the hell out of people the last few weeks. Man, this is a tough one. This is probably the toughest pick of the weekend, because I know a few Buffalo people and they love Josh, but that defense is just, it's played better down the stretch. But my brain tells me Jacksonville. My brain tells me that the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to win this one. And again, I think that strictly because it's in Jacksonville. If they had to go up to Buffalo, completely different story. Now, Josh might prove me wrong, but I just think the Jags are going to come out with an intensity that you've never seen come out of a Jacksonville Jaguars team. So give me the Jags and give me the over, matter of fact. 51.5. I think it'll be a good football game. Don't get me wrong. I think it'll be a shootout. I think there'll be a lot of points scored because both defenses really aren't that good. But give me the Jaguars to win at home. Next one on Sunday, 49ers at Eagles. Eagles -4.5. Over under 44.5. Now, man, another tough one, because Philly has played like dog shit all year. If you listen to Philly radio, if you listen to podcasts that have Philly people on them, they are not convinced with this team whatsoever. They're upset at the offense, how the offense has been ran. The defense has played okay, but not great. I mean, and these are the defending Super Bowl champs I'm talking about. The 49ers, I mean, when Seattle took care of them, but maybe they were waiting. Give me the 4.5 with the Niners. I don't know if the Niners will win the game, but I'll take the 4.5 with San Francisco. I don't know. I don't know with this one. This is one that could go either way. I think this one should be a pick 'em, to be honest. I don't know what Philadelphia has done all year to be 4.5 point favorites. Maybe because they're at home and it's the link. I don't know. I'll take the 4.5 with the Niners. Sunday night, The Los Angeles Chargers march into New England to take on the Patriots. Patriots minus 3.5. Over under 46.5. Justin Herbert is too banged up. It's going to be cold as fuck in Foxborough Sunday night. Give me the Patriots minus 3.5. Mike Vrabel back in the playoffs with his the team he won Super Bowls with the Patriots. If Justin Herbert were healthier, that Chargers team is very good. But because he's not, I'm taking the Patriots. And then Monday Night Football, Texans march into Pittsburgh. Good God, what a game that was last Sunday night between the Steelers and the Ravens. That classic Pittsburgh-Baltimore game, classic AFC North matchup. But the Texans go into Pittsburgh minus 3-point favorites. The Houston Texans are, and the over-under is 39.5. Another one where Mike Tomlin is thinking about leaving the Steelers to go be on TV. Aaron Rodgers in the playoff, but that Pittsburgh team. It just dawned on me. They're playing the best defense in the National Football League. Give me the Texans. And give me the 3. Texans minus 3. I think the sand in the hourglass in Pittsburgh finally hits the bottom, and the season that has, what a weird year for the North. What a weird year for the AFC North. Just, it's very rare that the whole division is dog shit. Like there really isn't one good football team in it. But if Pittsburgh were to get a playoff win, it would be against the Houston Texans. But I just can't see it. Give me the Texans minus 3. And that is the Pigskin preview. I will see y'all next week. I hope y'all responsibly get your money up and stay safe, everybody. Go football.